Hey there, I'm August, Carolina Trust Brand Ambassador, and you're watching the Financial Friday Community Panel. With March being Women's Month, we have a super exciting panel this month and some special guests here with us. We have Megan Hannigan, who is the owner and lead design for Worthy the Label. Yes. We have Alex Webb, who is the CEO at Worthy the Label, and we have Stacey, Lyon, who is the owner and CEO of Beach Nest Design. So I'm so excited to have you ladies here, and I know, knowing each of you kind of personally how inspirational you are, and I cannot wait to share your stories with everyone here. So being the inspiration that you ladies are in the community, who are some women along the way that have inspired you and kind of gotten you to where you are today?
For me, it would be my mom. I would have to say, my mother. She has always been by my side, super supportive. Well, tell me if I'm wrong when I am. So, I would definitely say my mom. Always been the encourager that I needed.
I think so too. My mom was an excellent role model for me in how to manage, family time and being a businesswoman. And I think, especially now that I'm adult and realizing what a balance it really is between personal life and work life. And, I never felt like my mom missed anything that was important, but I always felt like, she went out and did everything that she could to provide for us as well. And I know both of you ladies, as business owners and with children, I'm sure finding that personal work-life balance is a struggle.
When you guys figure it out, let me know, okay? Still working on that. Yeah. Like you guys, my mom absolutely is everything. She has owned multiple companies. My dad's always kind of been there with her doing that. But like you, my mom never missed a beat. She never, missed making dinner for our family or making sure that my dad had his plate. And she's just like such a glass ceiling breaker when it comes to being a businesswoman, being wildly successful, but then also being like an incredible wife and a mom too.
And I love that you mentioned your dad. And Stacey, when you had your event this past, a couple weeks ago for Women's Month on International Women's Day, which we'll talk about later, that one of your speakers mentioned the importance of, even though it's Women's Day, there are so many men that kind of lead the way to help uplift women and inspire women. And I think of, me at Carolina Trust, there are so many women, my boss and other women at Carolina Trust that uplift me in my position, but there are so many amazing men that, pull up an extra seat to that table and open it up to women to have great ideas and, great kind of roles within our industry.
Absolutely. I always say it takes a strong man to love a strong woman, right?
And
I've been very lucky to have great support in my family. My mom was an incredible role model, but I worked with my dad full time, and I have to say that his support and kind of training and mentoring along the way is really what made a difference for me, not only in life, but in my career. And then also being involved in the community. We have so many incredible women along the Grand Strand that are so helpful and willing to just kind of lend out that hand and help you whenever you need it. And so being involved in programs like the Leadership Grand Strand and being part of the chamber has made all of the difference, because no matter how old you are, you can always learn more, right? And so having mentors, even later in your career, that still challenge you to raise the bar, right, and step up your game is really motivating to me.
I agree. And like you were mentioning, other women in the community, I think as women in leadership roles and in inspirational, roles, it's up to us to kind of lead the community and gather women in the community and help uplift them. And I know, Stacey, I mentioned your event that we had on International Women's Day, which was exciting. So uplifting. And I know you guys kind of have an event coming up. How do things like that, kind of come together full circle so that we can uplift the community? And we will talk a little bit about that when we come back from our break. Welcome back to the Living Local Carolina Financial Friday Community Panel. Before our break, we were talking to our guest, Stacey Lyon, about her recent Women's Day event. So Stacey held an event that had over 200 women on International Women's Day, and it was a phenomenal event. So Stacey, tell us how something like that, comes from an idea and is really brought to life to the event that you held.
Yes, it started off honestly as a crazy idea, as most things that I do
Yeah.
or successful things do. I had never heard of International Women's Day, and last year I was scrolling Facebook, my favorite news source, and saw a post about it and kind of just stopped me in my tracks. I was like, what is this? Did a little research, picked up the phone, called my girls, my tribe, right, and said, have you ever heard of this? And everyone had said no. And so I thought, this feels like something special that we need to mark this day and this occasion.
Yeah.
So let's put together a luncheon. And it grew last year. It just kind of took legs of its own. And in less than 2 weeks, we went to 80 women. Last year, we had to cut it off because of COVID with room capacities. And then this year, like you said, we had over 200. And it just keeps growing and growing,
Yeah.
which is incredible because the energy, like I was mentioning, of all the women in this community that just want to come, and they arrive with such just open, pure hearts, wanting to give and to share and to motivate and uplift one
Yeah.
another. It's so beautiful, and
Yeah.
I'm just lucky to be a part of it.
Well, like you were saying, the growth from, year 1 to year 2, I think that really shows how many people in the Grand Strand area really want to be connected to other women.
Yes.
They want to build on top of each other. I'm sure we've all heard the phrase, empowered women empower women.
Yes.
And people want, when you are in a growth mindset and you are trying to kind of climb the ladder as a woman, you want other women
Yes.
there to support you. So I love that you were able to see personal growth in this event over the year, and it
Absolutely.
shows that there is a desire for things like that here in the Grand Strand. And I know you guys have a sip and shop and a girls' night
Yes.
coming up.
So we are very excited. Starting in April will be Worthy of the Label's 2-year anniversary.
Wow.
Can't even believe that. Time
No.
flies.
No.
So on April 7th, we're actually having a sip and shop from 10 to 2, and then from 3:30 to 6:30, you guys can come to our headquarters.
HQ, baby.
Yes, and obviously shop and get to know us. And then at the end of April, we're actually having a girls' night, which will be really exciting, inviting a bunch of local influencers, small businesses
Yeah.
to attend. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And for people that do not know, where is your headquarters located?
Yeah, so we are on 44th Avenue. We are in Magnolia Row.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. And so, I think that's a little bit different about Worthy the Label, especially since you're talking about, your girls' night and the sip and shop, and it's, all women centered, is that you all are, fully women owned.
Yeah.
What is that like to have a full women team and fully, operated by all women?
The thing is when I started Worthy, I had a vision to see women, being uplifted and in a space where I am good at kind of seeing where their strong suits are, and
Yeah.
then kind of pushing them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, communication. It boils down to any relationship in life, and the girls do amazing, and it's a family. I mean, it's literally a family of incredible women,
Yeah.
and we grew so fast. Like she said, we're turning 2.
Yeah.
We've got 5 incredible salary employees, and it's just been incredible to watch it grow.
Yeah, that's super exciting. And it's exciting to know, for young women out there that are, looking for these opportunities, that there are women within our area that, want to hire young women, want to have kind of this team-based feeling. And, we are an all-women kind of dream team, we call ourselves, in our department at Carolina Trust. And so, I think that's awesome that, sometimes your work family can become your family, and
Yeah,
such a great way to work.
Yeah.
And you guys have some big news, I've heard.
Yeah, we do. She's so excited about this too. So one of the coolest parts about owning a company and being a women-owned business and entrepreneur is hiring people. That is
Yeah.
probably the coolest thing ever. And then being able to grow a company where your girls can grow with you. So it is my just honor and excitement, I could get emotional, to officially announce Alex as the CEO of Worthy the Label.
So when we come back, we're going to learn a little bit more about these lovely ladies and how they came up with the ideas to start their women-owned businesses. Welcome back to the Live in Local Carolina Financial Friday Community Panel. We are joined here with Megan and Alex and Stacey. And, Megan and Stacey both are women entrepreneurs. And in a time like today, there's so many people that are kind of pop-up entrepreneurs and, kind of run their own small businesses. What do you all think it truly takes to kind of have these ideas that originally blossom as a business idea with your skill set and turn those into full-blown businesses like they are today?
I think that it just takes a lot of determination, and I think it's going to be a lot harder than you think that it is. And so you have to feel really passionate about your dream and what you're doing. And if you're not all in and you just don't love it and dream about it and stay up at night, thinking about it, then you're going to be in for a little bit of a surprise. Would you agree?
For sure. I don't think there's any crash course that you could possibly find that's going to raise you up to be an entrepreneur. I think it's one of those things. I never really dreamed of being an entrepreneur. I was dreamed of being a wife and a mom. I've got 4 daughters and a son. And so for me personally, when it comes to entrepreneurship and growing a company and growing a business, probably one of my only pieces of advice that I have, there's 2, is 1, set boundaries. It's wildly important that you're going to be working 80 million hours a week, but it is vital to have those boundaries in place so that your family is still, feeling supported and feeling like you're present. And it requires a lot of sacrifices.
Right.
But also I think realizing the value of your mission behind what you're doing, because a lot of times, when we run into situations that we have no clue, the pandemic rocked everybody, the shipping, all of that. Your mission behind it is the heartbeat. That's what's going to drive you. So when it's not, there's no perfect time to start.
Right.
There's never going to be enough money. There's never going to be the great idea. There's never going to be the perfect system. You just have to start and learn as you go. Be willing to delegate and be willing to learn and set those boundaries and let your mission behind what you're doing drive you.
Yeah. And for other young women, who may be looking at you all today and thinking, gosh, I want to do that, or that's, the industry that I want to be in, or I want to be my own boss. What, if you had one piece of advice to kind of give to other women looking to take out that step of faith, what would that be?
I would say pursue your dreams. Don't let fear and doubt get in the way of something that could honestly change your life forever.
Yeah.
Faith over fear, for sure.
Yep. Amen to
Absolutely.
that.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
And I would just say, what I always like to say, what you think about, you bring about, right?
Yeah.
So have a positive mindset, but also surround yourself in a circle of people who encourage and support you
Absolutely.
in what you're doing, people that you can learn from. So when you do have something unprecedented like a COVID or a shipping or something, somebody you can pick up the phone and you can just talk to, even if it's just talking through your mindset or getting advice, someone that's been through it before. Or just a great sounding board.
When you're in a role like this, what are some things that you are, doing every day or thinking every day to kind of pave the way for other young women and uplift the women that are around you and that you're working with, day in and day out?
I definitely think diversity is probably one of the most important things when it comes to business nowadays.
Yeah.
And so for me, having adopted, I've got 3 biological daughters. I've got 2 adopted kiddos. My daughter is Black, my son's Honduran, and that representation that goes far beyond just, we're in the beauty industry, right?
Yeah.
So it's going far beyond just inclusivity. And if I can't create or produce a product that all 4 of my daughters can wear, then I failed.
Yeah.
And so it takes time and energy, but it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would just say encouraging them to believe in themselves, right? Having self-confidence, no matter your age, your size, your gender, is beautiful.
Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for joining me today. And thank you all for joining us for the Women's Month Financial Friday Community Panel.